let's move on to the Dodgers. Let's talk Dodgers here for a minute. Your other favorite team here, I know,
Yes.
Zipp. I know you love the Dodgers.
The only thing I really want going into spring training is for Joe Kelly to get suspended another 8 games. I think that
he might just make a face in negotiations and get suspended. Conduct detrimental to the league.
Here's the thing about the Dodgers. The thing about the Dodgers is I really don't care about the Dodgers. It's just, you know what I'm saying?
There's no reason to.
They've made me hate them. I have to defensively hate them. Because they're so aggressive with their hatred that I feel like people when one of the things I want to do, some days is go see every stadium. But I don't want to go to Dodger. I'm gonna get stabbed to death. It's
a legitimate concern. It's a legitimate concern at Dodger
But
Stadium.
anyway, that's my problem with Dodgers fans is I'm like, I don't want to hate you. I have to. But anyway, with this whole thing with Bellinger.
So yes, it's really interesting. So real quick, so Cody Bellinger and the Dodgers avoided arbitration. They gave him a 1-year, $17 million deal. And they said that the deal was done before the CBA expired at midnight on the 2nd. But the news of this didn't come out until 11 days ago. I'm not buying that.
I don't believe any of that crap. They all still talk to each other.
I know.
They're just doing it more secretively than they normally
backdoor
do.
Deal going on. Correa is going to have a deal as soon as the CBA.
Oh yeah, the moment it's done, you're gonna. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's skip to that real quick. So Carlos Correa, there's been rumors swirling around in the news-ish that he could be going to the Cubs. As an Astros fan, do you want him back? Would you like to see him back?
The heart says yes, but the brain says no, because realistically, he's going. The only way I would want it is if it was a short-term deal, if he signed on for another year or another 2 years. But I know he's looking for that long-term fat paycheck, and that's just not a good financial investment for the Astros to make right now, because it's going to be cool now, but man, if we hit 3-4 years down the road and we maybe have to do a rebuild, that is going to be devastating for everything. So I think it's and he wants to move on. He wants to move on to a different, I think he wants to move past the scandal and kind of show a new thing. I'm happy with him going to the Cubs because it gets him out of the American League.
Right. Yeah. I'd love to have him out of the American League.
No objection to that at all. I'm not one of those people that's going to burn his jersey when he leaves. I get it. It's time for him to leave. The only time I get mad at players for doing that is if they lie to me about it. Where they're I'm never going to leave. And then they leave. But other than that, it's yeah, sure, his contract's up. So yeah, I guess short answer is no. I don't want him to come back.
Yeah. Well, and he was pretty honest about it this year, right? He said something about it being his last year in Houston, I think.
Yeah. It was kind of like an open secret throughout the whole year that it was probably his last year. Win or lose with the World Series, it was probably going to be his last year.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it would be good for him to move on, go somewhere else. Like you said, get away from the whole scandal, be able to rebrand himself, because George Springer did a great job with that in Toronto. I mean, you almost forgot. And it's only been... It's
also, I always have to remind people, there's a shockingly small amount of players left from the 2017 team. Mm-hmm. Probably the only one who will, knock on wood, I mean, things may change, but probably Altuve would probably be the only one who's actually going to stick around forever. Because of, if you don't know Altuve's history with the Astros, it runs really deep. So he's the only one I could see being from the 2017 that would even stick around. It'd be a whole new... it's going to be a whole new team here soon.
Yeah.
It pretty much already is. There was only 5 left last year.
Yeah, well, man, I keep talking about this, but Kyle Tucker's so good.
Where's he at now? Oh, I'm sorry. Tucker. I'm not thinking of Tucker. I'm thinking of somebody else. Yeah, Tucker's with the Dodgers now, right?
Well, no, Tucker's still with the Astros. He's the one.
I'm thinking of the Turners. Oh my goodness, I'm totally bad. Now there's 2 of them on the Dodgers.
No, Kyle Tucker is going to be a problem for the American League West for a long time. He's the one we call him an accountant.
I went into this season, or I'm sorry, this previous season, thinking this is kind of the last hurrah for the Astros. Blah blah blah. And I had figured win or lose, the team was going to bust up. But, man, they have a lot of assets that gives me a lot more confidence going into this next season, maybe even the next 2 seasons, which is why I kind of was a little disappointed Correa wouldn't want to, stick around for that. But I get it. Go get the giant. He wants to get, he wants to get like A-Rod in 2000 money,
I
like
think he's honestly, I think he's looking for like a Bryce Harper deal.
I can't remember.
It's like
it was
it's
over
13.
it was at one point it was like rumored 300 mil, right? Like
Yeah, so
some
Harper
crazy
has
amount.
350 million over 13 years, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Correa is looking for. Because he sees himself as one of those guys, and honestly, like if you've got him as the corner piece of your franchise, I think you're sitting pretty good.
Would you want him
Oh, I'd
on?
take him in a heartbeat.
You take him in a heartbeat?
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
now you're making me reevaluate. But maybe it's also because I'm going into it with the understanding that he's already gone.
Yeah. And for the Astros, you're right. It doesn't make sense for them to make that. But my thing is with Correa, like the way I see it with Correa in Seattle is that JP Crawford is the shortstop now and well into the future. But if Correa was willing to move to third base, I would take him on a heartbeat in Seattle, because then you've got Correa, you've got Crawford, and you've got Frazier as your infielders. That's pretty good.